Good day, you sexy internet travelers. Fairly here. Now, I don't know how everyone else has felt about the animes this summer, but for me, I've considered it to be a pretty rough start overall. Or at least, that was until I watched episode 1 of Ballroom Youkoso.
Yes, 1 sec, the contact, 2 sec, so check my toss, 3 sec, goes alright.
So, for those of you who don't know, Ballroom Youkoso comes from the studio Production IG, the same studio that did Haikyuu. So, if you are on edge about watching an anime about ballroom dancing, have no fear, you are in good hands. Also, the plot sorta sounds reminiscent of Yuri on Ice, and even the opening theme's animation sorta makes you feel like you are about to watch a Yuri on Ice remake, but let me assure you, from my limited watching experience, these are very different anime. So, let's dive into the first episode. Episode 1 takes us directly to our main character, Tatara Fujita, a rather indecisive middle schooler with the dilemma of being unable to find something he's passionate about. He's not so much your timid, unconfident male protagonist as much as he is simply lacking spirit and motivation. He sees another student that he knows to be one of the smart students, and she gives him the initial impression that even she, being intelligent, still doesn't have a plan. But this later turns out to be completely inaccurate. He ends up accidentally following her to a dance studio called Ogasawara. Unfortunately, he runs into strangely well-designed side characters that cause him a bit of trouble. And by a bit of trouble, I mean they straight up start mugging this bitch. But lucky for him, a masked individual, not wearing a mask and wearing a helmet instead of a mask, comes to his rescue. And it just so happens that he is the owner of Ogasawara Dance Studio, Kaname Sengoku, a renowned professional dancer. Fujita quickly receives his first lesson in the form of borderline child abuse that proves to be instantly effective, something I will note if I ever have kids in the future. He then is partnered with the girl he saw earlier at school, and she instantly calls him out, essentially saying he's just screwing around at the dance studio and has no legitimate reason to be there. This irritates him, and he goes home shortly afterwards. He discovers a DVD that one of the dance instructors placed in his bag, and after watching it, he becomes somewhat naively inspired to go and be a dancer. The dance studio owner agrees to give him a lesson. However, he teaches him with the intent to make him quit. So not the most original method, but the ballroom dance twist sort of makes up for the lack of freshness, so I can dig it. It's immediately apparent at the very start of the lesson that he has very little comprehension of the effort one is required to devote to this task, and this naivety is the reason Sengoku got frustrated and assigned him a lesson designed to make him quit. And I think this naivety stems from having never really pursued anything. Anyone who has ever passionately pursued a craft knows that every day you just end up becoming more and more aware of how much technique and effort is required to master any skill. So it's understandable that Fujita wouldn't have the initial respect for dancing that Sengoku was looking for. However, he follows through with his first lesson to a point way past overkill, and Sengoku accepts to take him on as a student, and additionally, he regains Shizuka Hanoka's respect, the girl that called him out earlier for being a poser, and this is where the episode ends. Personally, I feel that this is the most realistic anime we have seen this season. The characters all have very authentic feeling personalities, and while none of them are strikingly original, none of them come across as forced or cliche. Additionally, this is one of the better looking animes of the season, and while it certainly doesn't surpass Fate Apocrypha or Katsugeki, it certainly has quite a dazzling execution of very rich and very bright scenery. And I feel like a decent execution of exciting, bright scenery is much harder to do in a consistently bright anime like Ballroom Youkoso than it is in consistently dark anime like Katsugeki. Honestly, so far my only problem with the anime is that some moments seem a little abrupt, like for instance, his instant enchantment with watching the dancing DVD and the abrupt realization that he has a passion for dancing, but this is a negligible criticism. Now on the other hand, a serious criticism would be, well goddamn, why is every single character so strangely attractive? Thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe for more. And as always, stay sexy, internet travelers.